The student that I have done my case study on is a 6-year-old student named Isla. She is in the first grade at her neighborhood K-5 elementary school. After her kindergarten year, she was placed into an accelerated first grade class, and she will continue into the accelerated second grade class next year. In terms of language, she is in the final stage of development, which is the complete utterance phase. This means that at this point, she can speak in complete and descriptive sentences. She can hold meaningful conversations about a wide variety of topics. She does engage in dialogue with peers, with family, with teachers, and with different adults. In school, she can be seen giving directions and explaining things to her peers. She also is able to think about things in the past and think about things that will happen in the future, which is a key point in the complete utterance phase. In reading, she is currently in the decoding reading stage of reading development. She's reading on level I, which is slightly above grade level for this point in first grade. And in this stage of reading development, she's focusing more on reading fluently and reading with expression. So she's paying more attention to punctuation and speaking really expressively instead of reading but decoding her words. So her reading is very fluid and it's not choppy. During our running record, she seemed to struggle with the retell portion of that assessment. She was unable to give a retell. She was unable to tell the most important parts of the story or even to explain who's in the story. She jumped right into a character inference. In writing, she's in the fluent stage. There's really no concerns here. She spells up to 75% of words correctly, and she uses correct spelling, correct punctuation capitalization. She utilizes finger spaces, and she has neat penmanship, as you can see in the picture on the right. For my lesson plan, I knew that something she needed to work on was her retell. So I followed the gradual release of responsibility model. So I modeled it. We did it one together and then she did it by herself. We used the high five retell anchor chart that we use in our school. This you basically put up 5 fingers and each finger represents a part of the retell. So there's the characters, the setting, the beginning, middle, and end. Those plot points are especially important because that forces the reader to go deeper than just identifying the characters and the setting. I stated before this lesson plan, during the running record assessment, she was unable to identify the most important parts of the story. Without prompting, she jumped right into a character reference rather than explaining who the characters were or, for example, why they even had that lipstick. She was unable to explain who this character Dusty was or why he was home in the first place. After the lesson plan, however, it was my intention that I was going to repeat this lesson with her with different books each time until she was able to give a concise, detailed, and accurate retell of a story without prompting. This actually happened after 3 sessions. I transcribed her retell on the left side. We read The Invisible Boy, and she was able to name various characters. She was able to identify that the setting was the school, and she was able to hit major plot points in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. What was different about this retell than all of the other ones before this was that she wasn't just answering the questions. She wasn't just saying the characters are this, the setting is this is what happens in the beginning. This retell really flowed better than any other one. So I definitely felt like she had achieved the objective of the lesson in being able to give a retell without any prompting. Next steps for her definitely are to continue using that anchor chart when necessary. And I also would suggest stopping every few pages or after every chapter while she's reading at home. It's important to do this because when it comes time for her to give a retell at the end of the story, she's already going to have this information in her head because she's been thinking about it the entire time because she's also been talking about it.